Guys, let's bring it in. Danny, you want to be on the YouTube channel? All right, Danny wants to be on the YouTube channel. All right, so Danny's here. He forgot his Rajguard OnlyFans, but he got, you know, his favorite Bushwick shorts. Guys, we are looking over Kimuras for the first 2 weeks. And in my classes this week, we're looking at how to do the Kimura as a defense of the single leg takedown. So single leg is, again, one of the highest percentage takedowns in wrestling. And but for BJJ context, we're able to use submission threats to counter it, okay? So guys, when Danny has a single leg on me here, okay, we have all three categories of submissions that we can do on our training partner. We could also anchor ourselves, for example, to their lat. We can put and I can go knee behind his knee, and I can go for a scissor takedown, for example, and then now look to attack the heel hook, right? However, if Danny sees this coming, and if he knows how to, like, this is, by the way, illegal in a lot of different tournaments, and it's quite dangerous, okay? But if Danny knows how to counter it, as soon as I start to go, Danny sprawl back, boom, exactly. And now I'm kind of chasing air, and look where I end up, Jasper, in a really poor position for myself. So it's very high risk, very high reward, okay? Yeah. Where?
And then the outside, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Technical difficulty. Where, here?
Yeah, right there.
All right, sorry. All right, good, now good? All right, so now we're good. So guys, high risk, high reward. Guys, the number two is if I push his head to the outside and I go for a guillotine, Danny's favorite. But what's the problem with this one? What if Danny double legs me, all right? He turns into a double and he runs me down and now jumps over. Here now, same story, guys. You know, I end up on the wrong side off of the guillotine, right? But the Kimura is the safest one, all right? It's like arguably the easiest and the safest, because once I get the Kimura, once I get this grip, Danny, go ahead, finish the takedown. He finishes the takedown. Look, guys, I'm still in a good spot. I can still salvage the position. Does that make sense? So the Kimura, just out of those three categories, is arguably, in my opinion, the best one. All right, you should know all of them, but it's the best one because it's the safest one, all right? Now, as soon as Danny catches my leg, look at his posture. He has a really good posture. His head is in the right spot. So I'm going to take my both hands. I'm going to stuff his head underneath my chest and my body, and I'm going to curl myself around him. I want to put a lot of weight on him. Look what I did to his spine, guys. You see his spine is now curved. This is good for me. Now, I'm not going to go to his wrist, because if I go to his wrist, he's able to hide his hand and he's able to do a lot of different things. I'm going to loop just like this. As soon as I loop, Kimura grip is going to be right there, all right? But now look, guys, I got to go foot to foot with Danny, and I'm going to use this, my hook that he has, to flip him backwards. So look, foot to foot, I sit, and I flick him just like that. Danny's still holding onto my leg, that's fine. I'm going to do a hamstring kick, and I'm going to bring his wrist to his far hip in one shot, okay? From here, look, I feel kind of jammed up. You see, I'm kind of jammed up because of his head. So what I want to do is I want to walk my legs away from him. His head drops to the floor. Now I can scissor, and as soon as I scissor, I'm going to bring my knee right over his bicep, and I'm going to put Danny onto a side. Danny, at this point, is going to be probably grabbing his own thigh, all right? Exactly, trying to defend himself. So here is going to be like, take a lot of energy to try to strip this grip. So what I need to do is I need to bring my chest to his elbow. Once I bring my chest to his elbow, I'm going to extract his arm with my lower back, just like that. I'm also not going straight up. I'm going at a slight diagonal, okay? So, because here, his fingers is going to be harder for him to keep the grip, okay? Here, I'm going straight into his leg. So this slight diagonal is going to be important, right? So here, I strip. As soon as I strip, what can happen? He can strain the arm and like loop, you know, maybe circle it out or something like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to curl like this. So when I curl, Danny, strain your arm. It's very hard, you know, because my palm is pressing the back of his wrist. And here, all I got to do is rotate myself towards the back of his head, and he's going to tap. It's a shoulder rotation, a trunk rotation. New students always go like this. This is not very effective, okay? So here, I do a rotation to get the tap, all right? So now, guys, let's make it realistic, okay? Maybe I'm a right leg lead. Maybe I'm going to do a collar tie on Danny. He does a Russian maybe. He strips, he takes a single. He takes a single, I defend right away. I'm going right away, all right? Soon as he touches my leg, I have to start defending. The more time I give him to stabilize, the more likely he's going to take me down. So as soon as he takes my leg, I'm pushing this down right away. I'm bringing my torso over the back of his head. I'm getting my Kimura grip. Now look, foot to foot, and then I sit, and I do this kick over my shoulder, all right? I kick, press his hand to his belly. I walk myself away. His head touches the floor. I scissor, and as soon as I scissor, look how I'm stapling this arm. As soon as I staple that arm, I put him onto a side. My body goes to his elbow. I go 1, extract it, curl. 2, I get a finish. Cool? Guys, any questions? Anybody want to see it again? We're good to go? Guys, for this one, let's do a group of 3. The other person is in charge of keeping that group safe. All right, so see if you can find a partner similar size and experience level to you, and stick with that group, and then we're going to rotate. All right? Let's go, guys. Time, guys. All right, guys. Like a very simple but important concept. Let's say I'm racing against Maria. We're like running, and you know how there's like the gun that goes off, and then the gun, you know, the shot goes off, and Maria starts running, and I'm kind of looking around. Oh, I gotta run, and I start to run too. Guys, for me to be able to beat her, I have to be way, way, way better than her. If her and I are on the same level, like that initial start is crucial, right? Like, you know, going right away, all right? You can't pause, you can't hesitate. What is that shot? The gun shot is as soon as somebody touches your leg. So as soon as Danny's in on my leg, I gotta be going already, okay? If he gets the leg and then you're like, where am I? And then you start, no, you're gonna get taken down. You know, you're gonna be like, that 1 second is crucial. So as soon as someone is lifting your leg, you have to already be ready, okay? So as soon as, let's say I'm here, he doesn't rush and he goes for my leg, I'm hopping already and I'm already pushing his head down, all right? I'm destabilizing him. I'm gonna bring my chest over the top. Guys, one thing to talk about. As I'm lacing here, sometimes Danny's gonna take me down already. And then as he takes me down, look, I can always get it again. All right, no problem. Like I can always get this grip. Does that make sense? But if I start to go here for the wrist and now Danny takes me down and I gotta fall and then I'm like, now I'm in like a really bad spot. You know, he's gonna be all over me. So that's the importance, guys, of going with this opposite arm, right? So I stuff it and I'm going here. Now look at my hook, guys. My leg is not dangling in between his legs. I'm actually kind of hooking behind his hamstring with my leg, right? Now look, when I go foot to foot, and as I sit, look, I kick, all right? That kick in his hamstring is what kind of knocks him over. Does that make sense? Now from here, I do a nice kick, and here, look, I'm not pulling this arm. If you pull this arm, he's gonna slip his elbow and turn into you. And re-Kimura you, exactly. All right, even worse. So if he knows that. So I gotta go like this, all right? From here, look, I walk my legs away from him, and Danny, let's turn this way so everybody can see. And now look, when I come up, I notice a lot of people when they come up like this. Guys, for me, like I was never, I never, it's not wrong, but I never felt comfortable here. I feel kind of wobbly, like I don't really have a good base. My knees are kind of narrow. For me, I always felt more comfortable stepping this leg up, like this. Also because you always have the option to go for the armbar, all right? From here, if you have some flexibility, look, you see that space, that hole right over there? Look, Shabab, I put my foot in that space and then I pivot and now I have an armbar. So if that leg is up, you have options, all right? Plus, you are balancing yourself. Now, if your leg is like that, that's terrible because look at all this empty space. So look, you need to use the side of your thigh to keep the person on their side, you know, and I'm kind of pushing. But here I have a good balance. Now my chest goes to his elbow, I extract, I roll it down. I'm not grabbing too high. Jason, I see you kind of grabbing on the form. Like I got the wrist here, you know, right by the wrist. And now I throw a hook towards the back of his head to get a finish. And guys, feel free to practice. Go ahead, Danny, grab inside your thigh, rotate over, sit down, take your foot out, put it into that hole. Now you're in an armbar position. I'm gonna maybe bait him. He's gonna come on top of me. Nope, that was actually a back take. Maybe I'm all of that. Maybe I'm gonna cook my partner a little bit more, you know, get more points, get a bigger lead on the scoreboard, cook him a little bit and finish him later. You know, this is all like smart jiu-jitsu. You know, it's gonna get you even more success if you're competing, all right? So let's add those details, let's run it through, and then we're gonna go live in a little bit, all right? Let's go.